In 2010, Community Channel ran a competition to discover and celebrate people who give their time for the benefit of the community, often for little reward. This programme reveals the 5 winners. First up is community cricket coach Ingram Jones.
Excellent. 2 left. Stop. Go. Stop. This is my office. This is my stage. So I feel like an actor. And every time the kids come on, I've got to put on a show. And I've got to entertain them. I've got to make the kids believe in the dream. So what we're going to do, we'll do a catching game first. So if I start... You want to take control of the session to a point where the kids are listening to you and they see you as someone that they can believe in. My coaching spans from Buckinghamshire right across into Kent. So I'm here at Buckinghamshire School and I've got an academy here. I do work over in Gravesend. I've opened up another academy in Slough and we're looking to open that for the community. So there's lots of work to be done and I enjoy what I do.
The area of Wycombe's got lots of pockets of deprivation within it, and it's those communities that sometimes get overlooked with sport. What we try and do through sports development and using our local coaches like Ingram is to go into those hubs and really develop grassroots sports. Ingram deserves recognition for what he does because he makes people make positive decisions in life. He makes them have that really strong impact in their community just by enjoying themselves, doing something that just creates a buzz around the area.
Top score at the moment, people, is 6. Okay, let's play. This school, as it is, has been very good to me. I've been able to link with my own cricket club, Little Marlow Cricket Club. So we've got kids that come straight from this school, go straight into the cricket club. So they're getting a great opportunity that way. But now I'm trying to open it up a little further. So we have girls cricket here and then community cricket for kids that are on the street and want to start playing cricket. Rather than be here, than be out on the streets getting up to mischief. Right, let me change this field because I'm not happy with this field at all. You need to move out of there, definitely.
People here around here used to be on streets and this and that, and nowadays you don't see people on the street, you see them playing cricket 24/7. He has helped a lot of people. I know there's a few other kids he's helped, like my brother, for example, someone who couldn't play, and now he's amazing, and so I think he deserves a community champion.
Very early on in my coaching career, I discovered I had something called chronic fatigue syndrome. 1 minute you've got your strength, next minute you're feeling really down. And I got to a point where I'd be in bed, I just didn't have the will to do anything, and I wanted to, I really wanted to end my life. It was that bad. And I remember going into school, and it was a young boy said to me, "Sir, why have you not been in school? If you are a coach and we're meant to believe in you, and you're not at the school, then how are we going to learn? We need you." And at that point, I looked at my life and realised I had to get myself back up. I had to battle whatever I had, and I had to serve and help these young people out.
Ingram inspires me because he says keep running hard, and he just says, he doesn't say, "Oh, have a rest," and he says you have to do as hard as you can.
-5.
Ingram's love of cricket and his community spirit can be traced back to his proud family.
Ingram, as a young boy, he was very much interested in the young people in the community, like a big brother. And he always used to be there with them in the park, helping them, and being a kind of, as I said, big brother role model. So this volunteering has been going on for a very long time, from his teens right up to where he is now.
Excellent. 3. When I was younger, I had lots of influence, volunteers and youth workers that got me involved into playing cricket, apart from my father. And from that, I felt I wanted to give something back. That's it, let's go! And I love giving something back to the community. I love seeing young people enjoy the game.
I think Ingram will make me into a professional cricket player, because as I get older, he does a lot of older clubs, so I can still go to them and he can help me coach.
When I see a little kid that maybe didn't have the opportunity to play cricket, being able to play cricket and removing that barrier, for me, that's perfect. That's what it's about.
Sabina O'Connor is a community champion because of her work supporting parents with autistic children.
What I've done is I set up a Facebook group and it's called ASD Support Group. It can be simply just searched in the Facebook search ASD Support Group, and it's a place where people with anything wanting to know about autism, support with autism, and just to gather together a group of people that are all going through the same thing, needing the same information, needing the same support, and just having an understanding ear.
Oh, did you? Do feel free to put anyone our way. I've also sent Veronica Kelly over a resource pack, which
people can come and get advice from me, being a parent that's been there, that's done it, that's sort of still going through it, but trying to help others go through what we've already been through, because it's a constant battle day in, day out, but everyone has to go through it. We have approximately 1,700 members, and it built up very, very quickly. Within a matter of weeks, it's like families and friends, and everyone then started to hear about it, and it's just building and growing to the point where I've actually had to get admin, which are other parents who I've then helped, and they've then gone through what I've gone through, and they are now also helping me to help other people.
My confidence was very, very low, and being part of the group, she has given me my voice back. She is so supportive. She will, any time of day or night, she will take a call from you. She's an amazing person, and I'm very lucky to call her an amazing friend also.
Because of it being online quite a lot, you get to know the people really well, and then it's like you want to put a face to the name, and when you meet other families with children with autism, you feel much more relaxed. You're not on edge all the time. You try and talk to friends who have children that aren't autistic, and they just really haven't got a clue, because they don't understand what it's like sometimes living with anyone with ASD, how difficult it can be. Most children with autism like structure and routine, and if something as simple on mundane thing that could change, like there was a day when I pulled the car in the wrong way and it's the wrong way round, and Molly just threw a massive meltdown and was screaming and self-harming, and it lasted for 4 days. Parents just get so exhausted. A lot of the time, the parents in the group can share their stories and share where to go for advice or what to do. The professionals can't do that, whereas us parents that have been there, that have done it, we can advise everyone else of what to do. It's an invisible disability, and we had to fight for 3 years to even have someone recognise, look, my daughter cannot go into a school with 30 children to a class.
Sabina has the warmest heart. She just is such an unselfish person. She's not got a bad bone in her body. She's had a lot of health struggles herself. She's had a lot of fights herself with her child, and she's just turned that around and put it into something positive to help. I couldn't even say. I mean, there's about 1,700 families on that group, and I think she has just changed so many people's lives.
Debbie Gray is a community champion because of her work with young people to preserve their local environment. Splot, a deprived area of Cardiff in South Wales, is home to a thriving community group started 18 years ago by Debbie Gray to safeguard her local park.
You'd have cars coming onto the park and they would be sort of racing each other. You'd have motorbikes, police chasing the cars chasing the police. gangs hanging around, but they decided in their wisdom that rather than do something to stop the problem, let's just build on it, that's easier. And 10 months on, we went to the council thinking, no, we're not going to win, we're up against the big boys here. And everybody came out in support of us. And here we are, another one behind us. Avril comes over nearly every morning, she does a litter pickup. It's a community thing that we all try to do our bit.
We used to have barbecues, she used to beg, borrow, go around everyone, get them to donate stuff. She saved this park from being built on 20 years ago. And she was the one that started the protests, and we had races, baseball matches, football matches, we had all the councillors involved, and now it worked. And she's carried on doing it ever since. And that's how we started looking after the park, because we didn't want to build on it, so we knew we had to look after it. And she and I have been doing it ever since.
Today, Debbie runs a club of young community guardians tending to the local area.
We live in a very heavy industrial area. We've got Salsa over there, you can see the smoke pouring into the sky. You've got the factory units to our other side, and then you've got us. You know, it's really important. When you're so built up, how do you explain to the children that the environment is important? So you use your resources. Our resources are the parks. I'm probably, possibly mad. I don't get paid for it. Nobody gets paid for it. All the older teenagers that help, they don't get any money. It's a pure reward for feeling that you're doing something worthwhile.
Some people would think, oh, it's not that good, but I think it's actually really fun to pick up litter and maybe paint some benches. It's making me feel happy and the people around me as well, because if you see around the park now, there's like no litter left because we've picked up all of it.
They've become far more enthusiastic. They care for where they live and they get quite protective. When people say, ew, Splot, well, no, Splot is one of the best areas you could want to live in. And they feel pride. And at the end of the day, that's the main thing, to sort of make them feel that they're doing something worthwhile.
If we weren't doing this, we kind of like be at home, like watching TV or on the computer, but it's nice to get out and like knowing that you're out, like doing energy. It's nice to know that it's going into like helping the environment.
Keeping things fun is key to Debbie's strategy of community involvement. And today, the local school is the venue for building bird boxes.
It's such a well-organised group here, doing a lot of really good work. It's not really a great deal of effort for me to help them do something really brilliant, I think. So do you want to draw it? I'll hold the ruler. It is a very deprived area, and I know it looks like it's just a bit of fun really, but the stuff we're doing today, we're doing maths, we're doing practical skills, they're thinking about the environment, so it's extremely valuable work which isn't like school, I suppose. The thing I like about Debbie is that she's very enthusiastic about the area. She's working with a lot of the local kids, which are, they're difficult to get to sometimes. I think she runs it so that they've got 3 chances and that's it, and they respond extremely well. So I think she's done a great job.
She's really good because she organises everything, and we get like treats for doing it, like rock climbing. So yeah, she's like a really good leader.
You think that the community needs more people like Debbie?
Yeah.
DigiSteps are community champions because of their intergenerational internet coaching scheme. Bournemouth on England's south coast may be best known as a holiday resort, but now it's attracting surfers of a different kind. A group of senior citizens are now surfing the internet with conviction, thanks to DigiSteps.
I don't have a computer at home, and I'm now thinking of buying one.
I think I'm making good progress, don't you?
Yes.
Don't you think I'm a good pupil?
Yes, you are.
Yes,
Very
she does,
good.
you see.
Well, it kind of started after the ICT lesson we had about databases and how we realised that older people wouldn't understand how to use databases on a computer. They'd normally do it on a piece of paper or something. So we kind of formed a group as friends, and Miss got involved and we kind of joined them.
Every student that comes to us has a student from the school to teach them, so they have a buddy one-to-one and they teach them whatever it is they want to know, so it's a bespoke training course.
And do you want radio or TV?
Let's have TV, we've got to press on that, haven't we?
Yeah.
Well, they're very helpful. I'm beginning at this, it's only my second week I've done it, and I've found Molly very helpful from a very basic stage, bearing in mind she knows an awful lot more than I do, to be able to help me through the most basic things. And she's very patient, very tolerant, and very helpful doing it.
Space.
Space, okay.
And then the iPlayer. Even just in the 1 week, like, he opened it up himself and turned it on while I was getting a chair. He knows how to search things now, and I like teaching on what I already know, and it's interesting hearing Archie's stories, and it's nice to see them progress so much over such a short space of time.
I think it's very good, even in a week where she realises I'm totally inefficient at what I'm doing, that she's able to gauge to my level from where she was at a different platform. She's able to relate to me and actually start teaching me what to do, which is very good for her to understand that people aren't as clever as she is and those sort of things.
They start off not knowing anything. Some of them don't even know how to use the mouse. They don't know how to type. And it's quite amazing when they can do things on their own and seeing where they came from and where they've got to.
I'm a lot more confident about my way around the computer, and I know now I can't really break a computer, because that worries you in the beginning when you don't know what you're doing.
You'd be able to press in.
I can put ancient Greece in there.
Yeah. When she first came in, I taught her, and she just knew nothing. And she had an old computer that didn't really work. And but now she has a laptop, an iPad, a flip camera, a dongle, and something else. I'm not really sure, type of big phone thing.
I thoroughly enjoy coming here, and I think these girls giving up the time is really something that we are very grateful for. Before I came here, I had the computer, never touched it. Frightened of it. But since coming here, you see, they tell me what to do, get on Google, and I can search for anything, and it's great fun.
I think before, people would probably not have thought about coming into school if they were in the sort of older generation, and of course schools are very different from when they were at school, so they're fascinated by being able to come in and see the technologies available, so it's quite nice to be able to share that with a wider element of the community.
I think it's great.
For quite a few weeks, our older students said, "Oh, aren't the girls lovely?" as if they were genuinely surprised at how nice they were and how patient they are, and the fact that they give up their free time every week. What they want to do next is to roll this model out across the rest of the UK, get more schools doing exactly what they're doing. So they're developing a website to make it really easy. It'll be a viral link, they'll be able to just check out the website, see how to set it up very simply. And if that means that every school in the UK is having elderly people coming in, learning about the internet, then they're definitely going to help towards achieving the goal of making sure no one's excluded from the digital world.
I like doing it because you know you're helping someone and you know that you're there for someone. Normally it's the older people that are there for the younger ones, but now we know we're giving something back. This is to make something bold.
Yeah, so you click into that.
Makes you feel better in yourself. It makes you feel nice that you know that you're helping someone achieve what they really want to do, and it makes you feel good inside.
Neil Crowley, who was born with cerebral palsy, volunteers tirelessly for his local disabled community. Neil runs social and sporting activities for the disabled community in Dagenham, Essex.
I think Neil's a very unique person. I don't know of anyone that puts as much in for a volunteer, and he gets high respect. great sense of humour, great guy to know. He's just an all-round guy. He's a great guy, he really is. And he knows what's out there for young people, because he's been there himself. He knows there's not a lot, so that's why he does all this.
I believe that they're not, they manage bumps out there where disabled and non-disabled can compete. But with Buncher, he goes across the bump, which is fantastic.
Everything he does 110%. And he gets people on his side. People I've known from the Outdoor Pursuit Centre at Stubbers in Upminster just can't get over the idea that there he is training people for sailing, encouraging them. If you want something to just get others involved, Neil's your man.
Can you get one bump in your hand, please?
If he decides he wants to do an activity, he'll go and do it. And I heard that he'd done scuba diving and that he's now trying to get disability cycling off the ground. So he will just think, right, I want this to happen. There's no reason why people like myself shouldn't be doing it, and he will go out and find ways to do it. So he approached us with a business plan. He arranged a meeting with the head teacher and myself, went through it all and delivered what he wanted to have running. And from then we backed him, you know, we wanted it to happen, and this has grown from there. So he started it all up. We just provide the facilities and he does everything else.
At the end of the day, my wages, if you like, it's seeing the young people happy.
Neil could have won a Community Champions Award for his voluntary sports coaching alone, but he does so much more. He's also very involved in his local Ab Fab Youth Club.
It's nice.
Neil, he's here every week. He's just a fantastic role model for everyone, you know, so we do all benefit from what Neil achieves.
Everything's doable to Neil. Neil isn't a guy to say no to anything.
Everyone loves him. Yeah, everyone likes Neil.
He puts his heart and soul into this place.
If he's got blue, he's got to lay blue. Why not all this card? Have you got blue?
Are you okay?
Yes.
Good. I did find out about a jailbreak. What happens is we go into the prison and then we break out. We go get as far away as we can in 24 hours. But we can't spend no money. Thank you, guys. I love volunteering because I just like giving back something to the community.
If you've been inspired to volunteer or want to find out more about our community champions, then please visit the Community Channel websites for more details.